You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend of his own time. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Yours truly, Ron Kelly, the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, all across the social media spectrum. See that thing to my left? Like and subscribe. Get to that YouTube page. It's sometime today, right? Let's get to that YouTube page. Let's show the YouTube page some love. You can go on the YouTube page and you can like and subscribe to the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Go on over there. You know you want to do it, so just go on over there and make that happen. Anyway, it's just a couple minutes past the hour. We're on time this week. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Ron Kelly Show. Boy, we got Shawn Williams coming up a little bit later on, who's gonna throw some flames. You know what? I promise you the Shakima D4 would be on for those of you who are navigating divorces. She's got some issues on the road, so I'm not sure if she's gonna be here. But if she's not here, she'll be here next week. So thank you, somebody. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here on the Ron Kelly Show. And special announcement, the folks down in New Orleans, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. Welcome. Welcome to the folks in New Orleans. WBOK, 12:30 a.m. Shout out to my peoples in New Orleans who are listening to the Ron Kelly Show right now. Thank you so much. Thank you, WBOK, for the opportunity. And we just might be on our way. Anyway, yeah, and I'll be guesting on some of the programs, the Front Porch, and some of the other programs they have down there on their some of the programs that they broadcast on their on their station. So yeah, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. Along with the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. We're going to wake New Orleans up. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Thank you so much. It's going to be 50 degrees tomorrow. Wow. That's a big change from what we've been getting up here in the Northeast. A little snow last week. It's just been, last weekend I should say, it's just been kind of crazy. But how many times have we been through a winter? How many times have we been through a winter? So, so every year we complain, oh, it's cold. How many winters have we been through? A lot. We've been through a lot of winters in our lifetime. So stop crying. I know I was just crying a few minutes ago, but stop crying. This is something you got to deal with in the Northeast unless you want to move to Florida, which is what I would love to do, to get the heck from up out of here. Anyway, everybody, it's beginning to feel a lot like, see those decorations around my head? Yeah, it's going to be Christmas pretty soon. Next week, as a matter of fact, next Thursday is Christmas Day, and then the Thursday after that is New Year's Day. And boy, I always loved Christmas and New Year's being back to back, so that's 2 days off. Even though you got to go back to work the day after, some of us. Anyway, everybody, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me. Hey, did you know that, and shout out to the people at WBOK, 12:30 a.m., WBOK, 12:30 a.m., are tuning in right now to the Ron Kelly Show. Shout out to my peeps down in New Orleans. I'll be going down there at some point to familiarize myself with the area. Just to visit. Unless they offer me a lot of money, then I'll think about moving. But for right now, it'll be just a visit. Okay, it's just about 5 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. Did you know that there was a drive-in church at one time? Yeah, there was the old Reverend Robert Schuller, the Hour of Power that used to come on TV. He used to be in this big glass church, Crystal Cathedral, back in the day. Well, anyway, yeah, he had a church when he first started out. a little bit before my time. He had a church, a drive-in church. So I guess they took over the drive-in, or they rented the drive-in out on Sunday morning, and they had a drive-in church. You can drive up to the church like you're going to see a movie. Drive up to the church, and I guess that they had the program that was wired through the old speakers you hang on the window. I'm dating myself. There used to be a drive-in church. And I'm surprised that nobody ever thought about doing that here and now in today's world. But people, I guess, want to go into church now. But yeah, there once was a drive-in church, if you ever thought about that. Yeah, let's get back to the program now. It's 7 minutes almost past the hour. So how many black folks would admit that they don't want to live around other black folks? How many black folks would admit that they don't want to live around other black folks, around ghetto black folks? You see, I can admit that. I can admit it in a heartbeat. I don't want to live around ghetto black people. I don't. And I can admit, I don't have any problem admitting that. I don't want to live around ghetto black folks. I have a friend who works for New Jersey Transit, for example. And when you go through the hood, people don't want to pay. They've had ODs on the bus, she told me. People cussing you out and stuff. And what do we do when we make it, for example? What do we do when we get to that spot where we're making enough money to leave the hood? What do we do? What does any of us do? We move. We move. Shout out to Shawn Williams, who's going to be on in a little while with us here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. So how many of us, when we make enough money to move out of the hood, do we move? How many of us? A lot of us. Me, myself, I lived in Paterson, New Jersey at one time. I'm not saying Paterson was a hood, but, when I started making enough money, I left. So I can admit that, but a lot of folks, black folks, can't admit that, because I ain't trying to be politically correct. If you're looking for somebody to speak politically correct, this is not the program for you. You need to go somewhere else, because the R is not politically correct. And I can admit in a heartbeat, black folks don't want to operate in the hood. Shawn Williams says, what is the chances of living primarily around just ghetto black folks and so many other nationalities that have invaded our communities? Yeah, they invaded our communities, but we ain't got to worry about them robbing us. You're right. You're right. They have come in, but I don't have to worry about the Chinaman breaking my car window. I don't have to worry about the Muslim man kicking my door in, carjacking me when I get outside. If I'm standing at the bus stop, I ain't got to worry about a carload of Chinese people, taking my stuff. I ain't got to worry about that. So when you talk about the word invaded, they do invade our neighborhoods. Yeah, I'm very serious, Shawn Williams. I'm very serious. I don't advocate it. See, people do to you what you allow them to do. And we complain about the Chinaman and the Muslim man, and we complain about these people invading our neighborhoods. But guess what? Who allows it? We do. And then who frequents their stores? We do. The Chinaman can't make no money. There's no Chinese people going into China. How many times have you seen a Chinese person go into Chinese restaurant and order food? How many times have you seen a Chinese person go into a Chinese restaurant and order food? How many times have you seen that? Shawn Williams. How many times have you seen a Chinese person go into a Chinese restaurant and order food? How many times? Never. I've never seen a Chinese person go into a Chinese restaurant, order food, and I've never seen a Chinese person eat the food that they sell us. They don't eat spare rib tips and you know, shrimp fouillon and all of the stuff, General Tso chicken. They don't eat that stuff. They don't even eat that stuff. When you go in a Chinese restaurant, if you see one of them having a break, they got some plain old rice and some vegetables. And some dumplings, something you can't even describe. That's all you see. That's all you see. You see, Shawn Williams says the Chinaman robbing us with their stores, their restaurants. Let's not talk about the Hispanics always breaking into cars. Okay. All right. That's part of hood living. You know, but how often, I mean, do you really think for a second that Hispanics are running around breaking into cars in an overwhelmingly black neighborhood? They'd be scared to death to break somebody's window. They'd be scared to death. I don't think that it's a big problem with Hispanics breaking people's car windows. Not at all. I'd rather have you break my window than to stick a gun in my face and try to take the whole car. If I had to make a choice. Yeah. So you never see a Chinese person eating that food. You know who eats it? We do. Shawn Williams says, so the bigger question is who is allowing them to set up shop in low-income areas? We are. And guess what? Those businesses wouldn't stay around long if we didn't go in there and buy food every day. So when you go into, most of the times, overwhelmingly, 9 times out of 10, when you go in a Chinese restaurant, who you see in there? Black folks. Overwhelmingly, black folks. And when you go to his Hispanic area, who you see going in the Chinese restaurant? Hispanic folks. See, these businesses wouldn't stay businesses. They wouldn't stay businesses if we didn't, do business with them. I'm not sure what Shawn Williams is saying absolutely to, but you can tell, no. Yeah, I moved out of Paterson. Yes, indeed, I did. Because I started making more money, and I have some nice things. I got a Range Rover, and I didn't want nobody to steal it. Or stick a gun in my face once I get in it. No, so yeah, I moved out. I lived in Paterson for 13 years. Right on the corner of Straight Street and 16th Ave. Right there in the belly of the beast. Just up the street from Carroll, around the corner from Broadway. Yeah. But I'm still the same person, Shawn Williams. I'm still the same person. But see, okay, that's not, no, it's not. It's not. But see, when you go through the hood, and it's overwhelmingly black folks in the hood, because I work in Newark and I travel all around Newark, and I know every neighborhood in Newark, for example, Newark, New Jersey, for the folks who don't live around here, who will listen to the Ron Kelly Show. The folks down in New Orleans, WBOK, 12:30 a.m., the newest addition to the Ron Kelly Show lineup. Yeah, right. But see, when you go through Springfield Avenue, what you expect to see? When you Ellis Ave, when you go through Grove Street and, starting from Central Ave, you got to go through Irvington, you got to go, so what do you expect? When you go on Chancellor, when you go on Lyons, what do you expect to see? Where those people got killed recently. So, look, I'm still a black man. I don't separate myself from the hood. I was born and raised in the hood. But when I started making the money that I needed to make, I got the hell out. You know, ghetto Negroness, ghetto negrosity, ghetto Negroidian is isolated to a specific race of people, us. You know, like I said, I have a friend that drives to New Jersey Transit. People don't want to pay. Negroes get on the bus, they don't want to pay. You know, they want to pop game and you know, and they want to, you know, don't want to cooperate. Just don't want to cooperate. You see it on the TikToks, the videos. Get out the car. No, I ain't getting out the car. Come on, just get out. Just get out. You know, see, because you know they're going to win. And nothing you can do right there at that point. You know what I'm saying? So if they tell you to get out the car, get out. But you see a lot of the videos of women have to be dragged out because they don't want to get out. I'm not saying that the police are right. I'm saying that there's nothing you can do. Your back's to the wall. And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, you're right. You don't approve or hand out. Yeah, but they go through the same process everybody else goes through. See, we got to stop with this conspiracy stuff. We got to stop with that. We got to stop with when people come here from overseas, we give them money, America gives them money. We got to stop with that nonsense. Because black folks don't do research. They don't get money from the government when they come here. Indians, Pakistanis, Indonesians. A lot of those people come here, they already have money. A lot of them. So nobody gives us. We got to stop with that. We got to stop with that. We got to stop with that. We got to stop with that conspiracy theory stuff. Okay, I'm just hearing. Okay, all right. Okay, it's 17 minutes. We're gonna bring Shakima. We're gonna bring Shakima D forward on for just a few minutes, and then we're gonna have Shawn Williams so we can go to battle. I can go to battle with Miss Shawn Williams. Shawn Williams also says understandable classifying black. But who else is ghetto? Shawn Williams. Who else is ghetto? Oh, I need some water. Who else is ghetto? Who else is ghetto? Who else do they call ghetto? They don't call white people ghetto. You see, because the white people, the ghetto white folks are in Appalachia. The poor white trash, as they call them, they're not around here. They're in West Virginia, Kentucky, those places. Those the poor white trash. They live in trailers, trailer park trash, whatever they call them. They're not around here. They're not around here. So white folk, trashy white folks don't affect us. Ghetto white folks don't affect us because they're not around here. We don't see what they do. We don't know only time you know what they do is you see them on Cops or some show like that where they acting a fool. But we don't ever see them because they're not around here. They're in a specific area of the country. Okay, Shawn Williams says, I'm assuming you. Okay, we're going to bring Shakima D forward on for just a few minutes, and then we're going to move over to Shawn Williams so I can battle. I can battle with Shawn Williams. So we're going to bring Shakima on in a second, so everybody just bear with me. My people's in New Orleans, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. Thank you so much for joining me. And we see you guys back here in just a minute or two. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. And it's on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and WBOK 12:30 a.m. in New Orleans. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
All right, we are back, everybody. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, LinkedIn, YouTube, and our newest addition to the Ron Kelly Show lineup, WBOK 1230 AM in New Orleans. Here we go. The dream never ends. Here we go. We're on our way to syndication. I've been doing this for a minute, but you gotta keep the focus and keep it going. Hello, Victoria. Victoria Lee Scott is one of our other affiliates. Thank you so much, Victoria. How are you? Good to see you. Okay, so finally, my niece, I call her, my niece, Shakima. Yeah, we do family stuff around here. Shakima D. Ford is here with us. Hi, Shakima.
Hey, Uncle Ron. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay, y'all, everybody now. Those of you who are getting divorced, there's probably a lot of y'all out there. You ain't got to tell us. Just listen. You ain't got to tell us, but you just listen to what's going on. Shakima has a journal out. It's called the 30-Day Healing Journal. Tell us about that, Shakima.
Thank you, Uncle Ron, for having me. So the title of the journal is called It's Her. And as I always say, it's so yummy.
Yummy? Did you say?
Because
like you can eat it?
it's so yummy. Yes, yummy.
Okay.
It's so yummy, meaning like it's so good.
Okay.
And I would say one of the things that got me through the divorce, and I've been going through a divorce for almost 3 years.
That's a long time to get divorced, right?
That's
Did
a
you have a
long
lot of
time.
property to divide up? Or?
No.
Oh. Because that's what usually makes a divorce take so long, is you got so much property to divide up, and who gets the house, who gets the cars, who gets the, who gets the Bentley, who gets the roll. No Bentley, no roll. Oh, okay.
No, we didn't have any of that to divide at that point. So which was good, but it's a long drawn out process. It's so much money.
So let me ask you, because we're kind of short on time. So let me ask you, when did you decide? Because I would imagine that people think about divorce. Oh, I'm going to divorce him, or oh, I'm going to divorce her, and then they don't do it. So when did you make the final decision that you were done and it was a wrap?
It's not enough time in this show. So he filed the first time, and it got thrown out because of the law 365. Like no court date has been set in a year, so by law they have to.
Yeah, but don't they tell you have to wait a year? Because I remember when I got divorced,
we were separated for
yeah, right,
for 2 years.
Okay.
Before he filed. So I refiled. Once they threw his case out. I refiled.
Okay, so tell me about the feelings, Shakima, for the folks out there. Tell me about the overcoming, leading up to it, and in the aftermath, and how the kids taking it and that kind of stuff.
It was a lot. And it's still a lot. It's an emotional roller coaster. One day you'll be up, the next day you'll be down. One day you feel like you made the right decision, the next day you feel like you didn't make the right decision. What kept me grounded and what kept me sane was my faith in God.
Okay.
There was some nights that I didn't think I was going to make it. It was some nights I didn't want to make it. If I can just be very transparent. Yeah. It's very dark. It's very, very dark. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel isolated. you're gonna feel depressed.
Yeah, and it's kind of overwhelming because you got to, and then the whole weight of the house is on you too. So it's kind of overwhelming with that point where you, so I got to pay all of these bills, you know, and I imagine that's pretty overwhelming. You got two boys, you got this house and whatever you're driving, and all of this stuff comes to you after being married and having somebody in your life who was helping you handle this stuff, and now they're gone.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I imagine it. No, but I imagine it's probably because you got the divorce. Now you got all these bills. Look, I'm not married, and I have to still worry about bills.
Well, I'm going to say this, Uncle Ron, and I hope every woman takes heed of this. Whenever I made a purchase of something, it was based off my income. It wasn't based off of our incomes combined.
Right.
And a wise saying for women with children. I don't care how much you love your husband, how much you love your significant other, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you can take care of you and your kids. Bottom line.
Right. And see, that's what I always said. That don't buy anything. Like, if you're going to get a place to live and you're with somebody, even shacking, married, whatever, don't get a place, something $5,000 a month, and you know you can't pay for that by yourself. Stay in your lane. Yeah.
Stay in your tax bracket.
Right.
Buy what you can afford.
And so, yeah, so we're going to be doing more. We're going to talk more with Shakima as time goes on. In the upcoming year, we're gonna have a series. We're gonna put a series together, and Shakima's gonna map it out from start to finish, from the beginning to up and dating another person. You know, after being with somebody for 20 years. I mean, I guess you wake up and you look across the room, you'd be like, "Who the heck is that?" You know, because you've been so used to seeing the same man for 23 years. And then you look over, and that ain't the same man, you know. So,
but I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm back. I'm wearing my red lipstick again. Like I'm back.
Okay, all right. But you never seemed like, you know, because you was on LinkedIn, and you never seemed like you were in distress. You know,
not supposed to. You're not supposed to.
Yeah, so those of y'all women who are out there well, I'm not trying to convince you to get divorced, but there is a way through that. And Shakima is going to, over the next several months, Shakima is going to tell y'all, and you know, and she's going to talk about the 30-day journal. And that's not to say that it's going to be done in 30 days. It's a wrap. You good? You know, you can. No, for some it takes longer than others. You know, this depends on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, on your mind frame. Okay,
it's
all right,
a journey.
everybody.
Healing is not a destination. It's a journey.
Right.
But the book is called "It's Her."
It's Her,
and it's on Spotify and Amazon.
Spotify and Amazon. Okay, now so
Yes.
I'll make the sacrifice, and I'll lend my voice to the Audible version of the book. Yeah. Okay. All right. Since everybody's asking me, okay, I'll lend my voice to the Audible portion of the book. So, Shakima, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
You got to put that. So you start working on that now and putting that together. First step, second step, third step, the way you see it. You don't have to be off of nobody else. You know, we ain't doing the Dr. Phil stuff here. We talking about people who actually been through stuff. So Shakima, thank you for coming. I know you rushed home to get to me. Thank you, appreciate you. And everybody, we're going to have Shakima come back on. We could do our series, Divorce 101. We don't know everything, but you know, I'm assuming that what she has to share with you will help you.
Life changing. Life changing.
Yes, life changing. Okay, thank you, Shakima. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Talk
Thanks
to
for
you
having
soon.
me. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, everybody, we take a break and come back with more. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com, and WBOK 1230 AM in Narlands. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on all over the place. blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and our new friends over at WBOK 1230 AM in New Orleans, in Narlands. And I can't wait to go down there because I want to go down there for Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is in February, and that's my birthday month, so I'm ready to go to Narlands and Mardi Gras. Maybe we can make that happen. Just make sure you don't take any money with you or anything. Oh, now I made them mad at me already. Anyway, the views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and R. Kelly Media Enterprises, LLC, and are not those of my advertisers, my support team, or anybody who has anything to do with the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. And since 1980, can you imagine that? 1980, for 45 years, American Porterfield Transportation has been providing safe, reliable transportation to and from your destinations. We're talking about school trips, casino trips, school districts, medical transportation, individual child transportation, you name it. Family reunions, you name it, American Porterfield can do it. 45 years. Anytime anybody's been doing something for 45 years, you know they must be doing a good thing. So check them out at 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423. American Porterfield Transportation is conveniently located in Plainfield, New Jersey. So anywhere you are, within reasonable distance, you can call America and Porterfield Transportation, and I guarantee you that they can help you safely get to and from your destinations. Don't forget to tell them that you heard it here on the Ron Kelly Show at 27 minutes before the hour. So here we go. Let me see, because somebody, Kashim Food for Thought says you left Paterson because you bought a Range Rover and a decent amount of money. Paterson, see, there you go. There you go. Now, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Well, first of all, let me introduce Shawn Williams to the program. Hello, Shawn, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, Shawn's mad at me, but
I'm not mad.
Oh, you're not? Okay, well, that's a blessing. Oof. I thought I was gonna have to put the the fire extinguisher on the screen. Oh, okay, I don't have to do that. Okay, see, that's not what I meant. Kashim, Food for Thought. That's not what I meant. I didn't have the Range Rover when I left Paterson. Yeah, what was I driving? I forget. But it wasn't a Range Rover. I got that after I got over here. But anyway, that's not the point. That doesn't explain the overpopulation of non-citizens. See. We complain. those people would not be coming into our community if they couldn't make any money. Because that's the main reason why they're here. They don't want to be here. Those people that own those Chinese restaurants don't live in Paterson. You know, the Arabic and whoever else, they don't live in Paterson. You know,
But you could believe they got somebody at the top helping them get to where they are.
but
We
you
don't
can
get
imagine-
those same afforded. We're not afforded those same privileges.
He said it came out of my mouth. Yeah, it came out of my mouth, but you don't understand what I meant. So, you know, I appreciate your input, brother, but that's not what I meant. I lived in Paterson for 13 years, you know, and I made enough money to leave Paterson long before I actually left. My show was based out of Paterson. I used to do the program at William Paterson University, but I had to pull the show from there because William Paterson University's antenna was way up in Pompton Lakes, and the people in Paterson couldn't hear my show, so I had to bail from William Paterson University. You know, but no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. See, we gotta take the blinders off. You know, we gotta take the blinders off. You know, my response to you, Shawn, is that yeah. The people come here and they make money in our community, but they're not robbing us. So if those businesses were not being, if we were not doing business in these businesses, they would not stay. Would you agree with that?
I do agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that. But when you have limited businesses that cater to your nationality, then of course you would have to be a patron of their restaurants, their businesses. So again, that somewhat falls on us to start our own communities. But first we have to get them out of our communities. I grew up here in Paterson, and when I grew up, it was predominantly Black and Puerto Ricans. Now you have people that have come across that border that came into our country disrespectful. They came here looking down on us, chasing an American dream that they're never going to get. So, I mean, to take us back to the businesses, yeah, they come over here, they open businesses because the SBI gives them loans.
Who?
Small business stores, I'm sorry,
SBA.
SBA. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Sorry, Ron.
so are you saying that they get loans because of who they are, and we get turned down because of who we are?
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying?
Ron, let me tell you this. I went through it for a whole year. A whole year. And when in my counseling, the first thing that they told me, would I be open to service the Hispanic, the Mandarin community? And I'm like, what? Well, I make specific wigs for other races of people. I said a wig is a wig. But they main concern with servicing other people, which if Hispanic people buy wigs, I don't know if Chinese people buy wigs, but they're telling me I would be more susceptible to receiving a loan if I cater to other people besides my own people. So I went through that.
See, that stuff needs to be. Appreciate your input, Kashim. Where's our business? Yeah, okay. But see, we need to document this stuff. We need to document this stuff, Shawn. We can't just because everybody is saying, "Oh, I've been through this. Oh, I've been through that." We need to document this stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It needs to be. We need to be able to show people, look, this is what happened to me. Sometimes when I go in places, and I have those. I mean, everybody can't have. I have those Ray-Bans with the camera on it. And sometimes when I go in places, I turn it on.
Right.
I just tell it start recording. So if it's somewhere I'm going where I think there's going to be a problem or where they might be antithetical to black folks or whatever, I turn it on.
But Ron, that's everywhere you go.
Even when I go at work, when I'm going to a meeting, they say we need to talk to you. It's on, and I'm recording everything, and they don't even know it. You know, so we need to. If black folks are being ostracized, if black folks are being discriminated against by SBA and uh, all of these other agencies that are supposed to help us, we need to document that stuff so we can say, look, this is what it is. Because a lot of us in the black community, a lot of us go through word of mouth, what somebody said, and there's wrong information out there in the black community. There's
So you
bad
wouldn't consider,
information.
not to cut you off, you wouldn't consider what they're doing now here in Paterson redlining? They're pushing all the black people in one area of Paterson, bringing these immigrants in. You grew up in Paterson. You knew Governor Street was predominantly African American. Hamilton Ave. Now you can pick and choose one out of every four houses have a black family in it. We don't know these people where they came from, and they come in, they take over our neighborhood. Even where I live on 12th Ave, it's maybe four black families still here because they push them, they raise the rent with this affordable luxury housing. The black people can't afford them. Working black people, I'm not saying what you said, ghetto black people. Working black people can't afford to live in a decent neighborhood that they grew up in. So they bring these people in and push us out. That's redline, and nobody said nothing about that.
Well, see, I'm always going to be Shawn, I'm always going to have the alternate theory of the crime, because I'm not going to do a show and we agreeing with each other.
Right.
There's got to be a alternative theory. I can't think of what they call it, but there's got to be another thought process, and I hear a lot of complaints about Florio, for example. Florio's a millionaire, okay? And Florio builds buildings. He builds buildings. Do we have the resources to build buildings? Do black folks have the resources to build buildings? Like take a parcel of land and build a 30 or 40 apartment building. Do we have those resources?
Well, let me say this. If they held open auctions on these properties and not closed doors, if Florio is buying a property for $10,000, three properties at $10,000 each, I'm sure there are numerous black people in our community that could afford those properties, but they're doing backdoor deals. And this is not an assumption. When I seen since in the last 10 years, one time they posted an auction. This is public information, but they're doing backdoor deals with Florio.
But okay, now, we talk about these brothers trying to ask me a question. When was the last time I saw? Last time I was slow rolled through Paterson was Monday. Was the last time I went through Paterson, because I go back to Paterson often to get the pulse, to find out what's going on. I didn't know that they built an apartment building right on the corner of Main and on the corner of Main, and I'm like, wow, they putting those apartments everywhere on the corner of Main and West Broadway over there, where there used to be a clothing store on the corner. And I said, they're squeezing these apartment buildings in everywhere because these people have multiples of millions of dollars. Now, you're right that there's issues with the SAEG administration. You're right. That there's problems, because I've talked to some people over there too. And so how do we? Let me ask you this: if you walked out your door right now and asked 10 people what they thought about what you're concerned about, how many of you think would really know what you was talking about?
They wouldn't, because they can't speak English.
No, I mean black folks.
Oh, they would be on board with what I'm saying. I have a neighbor, an elderly neighbor, and she complains all day long about the current state of the city.
You see, now our Villa Combs says if we were able to buy 100 houses, okay, where is that documentation? Where can you show me where somebody bought 100 houses for $10,000? Can you show me that?
If Ron, if
No, I'm not
these
saying
actions,
you. No,
I know,
no.
I understand that. But if things are happening, backdoor deals, only way they're gonna scrub the surface is that's when you'll find it. Come on, you know the mayor's crooked as he can be.
Well, see,
They put a list out now.
but here we go, though. Here we go.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
But we put these people in office. You know what I'm saying? The voters of the city of Paterson put these people in office. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
I can't hear.